Welcome, welcome, welcome to Conversations with My Cuz. I am Shayla Shay.
It's me, your girl Michelle with the 1L.
And I'm Brother Love, DJ Big Ra.
Hey, Ra.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Happy Sunday.
Everything
Happy
is
Sunday.
everything. Yes,
Hey,
everything.
Key, I see you here with us already, girl.
Okay, Key. Key be on it.
Hold on.
Key
wanna
is our Apollo lady. She's the Apollo lady. She's ours.
I want to find out though. Hold on, Shay. Where you at? You got all the beauty. You got a nice little bed behind you.
Ow.
Somebody's studio or something? What you?
No, that's
Pound chicken, wow, wow.
I had to go check on my brother, man.
Oh
See how
man!
he's doing. Yeah, give him some love. So
Shout
Gotta
out
get
to the man on
mobile.
the couch.
yes, still
Guy on the
praying for him
couch.
and his wife. Got some things going on that need some prayers in their life. So
Yes.
need the whole crew to
Absolutely.
pray for them till they back with us like rocking. So
Right. True
what's
that,
up with you,
right?
Ross? See you home finally.
I'm back home. Went to see my man Los the barber. Got freshened up over there. You know what I'm saying?
Ow,
Players out the
so
players.
Los.
Got my woo on. You know what I mean? Got my
Come on,
Feeling
R&B.
yourself.
I look like one of them R&B singers right here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that right there? Yeah, that's what it
You
is.
do not even have to compliment Rock because you see he
At all.
his
He does it
damn
himself.
self.
Right.
Yo, y'all didn't see my post? That myth they talk about light-skinned guys? It's true.
It is. This is why I like me a chocolate man.
Thank you.
Shout out
Like
to
me
all
a
my light-skinned
Dark
fellas.
chocolate. I like me a chocolate. But really quick, before I want to send some love and condolences to our boy Phil.
Oh, yes.
He lost his mom. So sending some prayers to Phil and his family.
Yeah, to the Gaskin family. I was at the funeral as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Went to the funeral. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Glad
sending
that
some
you was
love,
able to
Phil.
support him.
Absolutely.
Yes. Shout out to Miss Fanny. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty interesting. I met a lot of the family members there. And it's funny when you meet people is that because I retired from UPS and his cousin is one of these big time supervisors there. So we had all the same people in common. So at this wake, we just sitting about talking about methods, and I'm like, yeah, I would have burnt you if I was there. If I didn't know who you was, it was cool though. I mean, it was really kind of amazing how you meet people and see where they at.
That's true.
Again, rest in peace to Miss Fanny. I mean, she took me in as a second son when I moved up here.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Trouble,
All right.
All right, so ladies, what else is going on?
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you tell us, because you're that guy. You know everything that's going on.
Let's get to that trending topic. Let's talk about Alec Baldwin.
Oh, we got Roberto in the chat. Hey, Janine.
Oh, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Tell me what's happening with him.
They finally seem like they're gonna go ahead. They got charges on him on involuntary manslaughter about the gun crop actually being loaded and him accidentally shooting a young lady. Technically, I don't agree. That's first.
Okay.
I feel like it should be more of a civil issue than a criminal issue because no intent was really there.
Right.
He really didn't break no laws. But before we started, Miss 1L had to break something down about what you got on that. You tell me what you got on it.
Yeah.
So from what I saw, because I'm trying to make sense of it all too, because I'm like, how did he get charged for shooting a prop that was supposed to be a prop? So what they said was it was his responsibility to make sure that the prop had didn't have live ammunition in it. So that is where the involuntary manslaughter, because he did not check the gun or make sure. He just went by what they told him.
But see,
those waivers, when you sign them, oftentimes that's what they fall back on. Yeah, you said you would and you didn't.
You know what's crazy about that? Because you could also take involuntary manslaughter as a type of drinking and driving thing, and drinking and driving is actually breaking the law. So to me, again, when you drink and drive, it's a misdemeanor, it's a felony on the second offense. But I ain't gonna tell you about all that. You know how
how you know that. Let's talk about that.
We ain't gonna get into that. But I'm just saying it's a crime. you get charged as a crime. For this, it doesn't seem like the intent wasn't there, or he drinking before he had the gun. Now, if he picked up the gun and a little bit of Hennessy was in the system, then I could probably sit back and understand what he was reckless about. So
yeah, but I feel like the responsibility falls on the prop guy, because but they're also going to charge him from what
they're charging him as well.
They're charging him as well. But Alec, I don't know. That seems a little weird to me. But I guess I get it. I get it. But why was there a loaded gun on the set anyway? Like,
right.
Why do you have access to to real bullets unless the prop guy was trying to get rid of somebody?
Well, I believe that he's actually going to beat this, and it's going to cost him a lot of money.
I think it already has cost him a lot of money.
Yeah, so I just hope that
because he's been fighting this 2 years. Because this happened in 2021.
I don't think he's been fighting it for 2 years, because they just indicted him.
They just indicted him.
He hasn't been in jail. He wasn't arrested.
Right.
He wasn't charged or anything.
He wasn't charged, right? So they must have built a case to finally charge him 2 years later. So I guess we have to wait and see what they have.
Yeah, he's got to get the dream team together, and hopefully he won't be beating up people 5 years from now for memorabilia in the hotel or something. When the dream team brings you. We ain't gonna talk about none of that. So.
Shots fired.
Well, what we didn't do, I'm trying to figure out, where's our toast, ladies? You know what I'm saying? I'm all ready.
Got
the honey toast popping.
I got water.
Yeah, water. Nah, not me. We're gonna do this. Happy birthday to Tawana too.
Shout out to the big sis.
Big sis out there. Yo, listen, we didn't leave the house till 6 o'clock. No, I got home about 10 to 6 this morning. We didn't leave their house till like 5. We went to dinner.
That's what the toast is for.
And happy birthday, Tawana.
Happy birthday, Wana. Love you. You ain't the boss of us, though. Still.
And I was showing them the sexy dance. I was doing the big
anyway.
You know what I'm saying?
Who said it's sexy?
It's
you said it's sexy. Wait, somebody chimed in on about the whole thing with Alex Baldwin. Hey, Roland. Since he's an executive producer of the project, he's ultimately responsible for the project. He is responsible for everything that happens on set. Okay. Well, that's what they're charging him for. They're saying it was his responsibility to make sure that gun was not loaded with live ammunition. So, here we go. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think
that's going to change the way they do things as well, so that kind of thing doesn't happen again, right?
Yeah,
you can't just let people be able to bring live ammunition and you don't know until after the trigger.
Yeah, because why wasn't even on set? So that's to me is a little suspect there.
Agreed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like somebody was like, I know how to get rid of somebody.
God, that's terrible. Just the randomness of it all, right? You don't even know what's happening in people's head, and the randomness of it, like you don't necessarily know, because I don't think he was pointing at her. He accidentally, they
said it went off during rehearsal. Yeah, it went off.
Yeah, and Keisha's also saying no amount of money is going to bring the woman who has killed the person back. That in life, and her family is still grieving for the years to come. That is true. That is true.
I agree that there should be some compensation, because what else can you do but a financial compensation? Because there's nothing you could do about it, but it is about intent. Like it was an accident.
Yeah, right. It was an accident.
We hope it was an accident.
We hope. Yeah, but somebody was intentional.
Yeah, but to me it was like a car accident. Like how you drive a car and then you go, you sue the person for damages and stuff like that, even if it's some kind of neglect there, that you would still go ahead and sue the people monetarily for damages.
Right.
That's what I think it is. But I don't think the man should go to jail for that. Plus, he's a great actor. He's one of my favorite
I don't think he should go. Listen, just because he's a great actor doesn't mean he can't go to jail.
No, I'm just saying though. He's, I think that he's gonna beat this.
Yeah, well, we're gonna wait and see. I'm gonna definitely watch this one closely because I want to see what the outcome is gonna be.
But if that was a black man, we're not gonna talk about that.
We're gonna go there. But you're right, though. It would be different.
If that was Ice Cube and this was Friday Part 8, it'd be a situation going on.
They would be like he's an ex-gang member, so he knew what it was. That's what
he know. What he knew exactly. He knew it was loaded.
Say, Alex, he didn't know. Right. He old, this and that.
And it took him 2 years. So my thing is, what took you so long?
Yeah, that just kind of says that there might not be that strong of a case.
Yeah, what took you so long? And maybe
they got to do something.
Is pushing for something to happen.
Well, what happened is you really got to do your research. Like these guys get paid big money, and You really got to do the research, and they caught something in the law. They're gonna go ahead and run with it, and they want to satisfy Hollywood. It's Hollywood, and what they're saying too is that it was more of a low budget film.
Yeah,
and see, this is what I think that's really going on with it. That it's a low budget film, and they're trying to stop the streaming and all of that, and get into main media, back into the movie theaters, because all the theaters are closing down. The Regals, the Lowe's, right. They're closing down because streaming right now is taking everything over.
Yeah.
So I think it's taking a hit at that as well. I just think it's politics.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you can stream us. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm on TV, baby.
We on TV.
We don't have a lot of controversy. We gotta have some controversy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something for y'all.
He's the controversial guy.
I'm home. Silly home.
We keep trying to make him, be on the straight and narrow, but it just doesn't work. So I think we need to just roll with it and rock with it and just
let him wild out.
Let him rock out. Yeah.
Take the cuffs off.
Yeah. And figure it all out. So
I'm just trying to get y'all to think like men, a little more logical.
No, we don't want to think like men.
Guess what time it is?
A little more logical.
Guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It is time. Let me ask my cousin.
The anime, you got to get back on your job. We're gonna have to really get with the people.
I don't want to sing anymore. I like the singer. I like the movie.
Right. So, first question that we had for this show is how much.
Wrong one. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. How much sex should you be having in a relationship? I know you would love that one,
chuckling. We'll let you go first.
How much sex should we be having in a relationship? A lot.
What is a lot?
A lot.
Every day? How
many times a week?
4 days times a week?
I think every day. I think every day. I think every day.
You think every day?
Something sexual. If it's not oral, if it's regular, just anything. But I think we need a sexual connection every once in a while.
Well, how about just intimacy? Does it have to be
regular
intercourse?
You
just jump on top, get a quickie, and go about your business for the day. It's got to be, because see, me personally, I like morning sex. Morning sex is the best sex to me.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? It ain't nothing better than starting your day with that. Woo! You understand what I'm saying? So to me, I think something in the morning, you do something in the morning, touch it somewhere, grab a part, do something, you know what I'm saying? Makes your day go better. It's like drinking coffee. You understand? That's how you go.
Okay.
That's the way I feel about it. Yeah.
That's not gonna make you roll over and go right back to sleep.
Oh, hell no. That just starts my day. That's like coffee.
You get energized.
Hell yeah. What about y'all? Y'all not morning sex? Y'all not morning sex type of people? Like, this is fabulous. Especially when the birds are chirping.
I don't have any objection to it.
I mean, listen, it can happen. It's not okay, but I'm not a morning person, so it's like,
shit. You don't like that log on your back when we get up in the morning?
I don't really want it. Like, I mean, I won't be like, get off of me. I just kind of toot it up.
You'll embrace it. You'll embrace it. Stop it. I'll embrace it. Stop.
You know what the problem is that whole quickie type of situation usually means that it's for the man and the woman doesn't really.
Oh, here you go. Now,
sharing.
Someone asked why you have to have sex in a relationship and why not wait till you're married. Well, we're talking about marriage, whatever it is. If you're committed, I mean, if
you can be married.
You could be married. Yeah, we're not turning that down, but everybody's not married and are in relationships and they're still having sex.
If you're in a committed relationship, whether you're married or whatever the situation might be, the question is really about how much sex should you be having in that.
Before you married, after you married. You know what I'm saying?
Even when you're married.
So, even if you're married, it's the same thing.
To make it healthy.
Right. Everybody's not the marriage type, so we're not talking
about that.
I'm just saying, should they not have sex?
That's another show.
For some,
that's another show.
Right. The answer is no.
Sex before marriage. Write that down, girls.
Well, for me, how much sex should you be having? I think it really depends on the couple.
Okay.
Because somebody might be more sexually charged than the other one, so you kind of have to figure that out. Like, there's some men like Rod, he wants to have sex every day. Now, what if your partner doesn't want to have sex every day? She just should do it.
But then I feel like I'm neglected. Like maybe I need to go to the gym and make my boobs bigger or something. I just need to try to figure out, why wouldn't you want to have sex with me every day?
Because
maybe it's not as good as you think it is.
No, or maybe it's because
here you go.
See, no, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say maybe I'm tired. I had a long day, or whatever, and I just
mentally stressed out and
right.
Okay, but let's see. Okay, so me, when I look at sex, I'm not looking at the actual something sexual. It could be anything. A lick, a nudge, a touch. You know what I'm saying? Okay. A smooch. It could be anything. Something to make me say, "Woo!" You know what I'm saying? I like that.
Okay.
And I think I deserve that. Goddamn it! Shout out to me. I deserve that.
Okay. All right. Well, okay, that works for you, and that's fine. So, but technically, I guess it really depends on the person and the people involved.
Right.
Some men may say every day. Some women may say every other day.
All right. So, what about you, Shell? What you think? What you really?
I prefer like right before bed.
Me too. At nighttime, I say that, and it helps me sleep better.
Yeah, then I sleep better.
The right before bed thing kills me, because it's like sometimes I might get a little comfortable, like, I might yawn or something. It might be over before it started. That's why I do my best work in the morning, I think.
Yeah, I'm not a morning sex person, because I don't want a quickie, because I got to get up and get my day started.
I got to be a quickie, though.
If it's morning
get up and get my day started.
Nah, you wake them up a little early.
See, no, now you're interrupting my sleep, because now if I got to get up at 6 o'clock,
you're going to get up for some of this.
I'm not going to get up for some of that, because I don't want none of that.
You're going to get up for some of this.
Yeah, so I think whatever works, as long as there's no one feeling like they are not getting it, then I think everybody should work together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's work together.
Somewhere in the middle. Sometimes in the morning, sometimes at night.
Because this could be a problem if he wants it every day, and then it's like, all right, dang, I don't want to do it today, but I'm just doing it because if a woman says no to a man, that's bothersome.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to be rejected.
Nobody wants to be rejected when they want to have sex.
Well, this is the thing too. I would take a no before I take a I really don't want to, because I know, like, I'll be like, hold up, what's going on? We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to put our drawers on. We're gonna have to go back to the living room, and we're gonna have to have a situation. We have to talk about this. I told you never have serious conversation in the bedroom. You gotta put your drawers on and go sit at the kitchen table and let's figure this out. So when you start acting like that, we gotta put our drawers on. Let's figure out what got you feeling this way.
Okay.
Well, Robert said doesn't depend on the person's sex language.
Right. Sex language being prefer it in the evening.
In the evening as opposed to the morning.
But Shay, you said when you would prefer it, but how much sex would you be having? What do you think? How much sex is enough sex in your relationship?
Couple times a week.
Yeah, I'm of the age where I don't have to have it every day. Like, it's
a couple times a week.
I don't have to have sex every day.
But I agree with Rod in the sense that there should be some level of intimacy every single day. There should be some level of intimacy every single day. But to actually have sex a couple times a week is enough.
It is, because you start wondering. I remember when I was working on the truck, right? And I was thinking about the night before, and I was back in my truck, and why did I knock the whole goddamn mirror off the truck?
Yeah, because that. But see, for me, I don't need to have morning sex to have those thoughts. I can think about what happened last night while I'm at work.
Yeah, but see what happened last night. But if I got it that morning, maybe I wouldn't have crashed.
No, because now I'm tired, and now I'm mad at you because now I'm tired.
Yeah, I had to call her.
Wake up early.
I had to call her. Anime, you know what you did? You know what you did about saying no this morning?
She done ruined my whole day.
Yeah, I done crashed the damn truck, Anime.
So the answer is what? I guess whatever makes each other
whatever suitable,
whatever works in the relationship. As long as you both are putting each other's needs first
into consideration,
it works out right.
I think so too. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, the next question. Here we go. All right, y'all. My girlfriend is sexually closed off. How can I fix it?
Relationship is over.
What is wrong with him?
It's over.
That was funny.
That's it. So let me get this
crickets. Straight. Are you playing crickets? It sounds like crickets.
If you're with somebody and everything is going great and fine, and then after a while it's like, she ain't really trying to feel you and blah blah blah. That's it. You just breaking up.
Yeah, we're gonna break up.
So it's done.
We're gonna.
What if that's your wife?
No, see, listen to me. And so you gotta take this from perspective. If that's your old wife, you have a whole nother set of issues because you kind of grandfathered into that. But now, you're not it's kind of like when you pay property taxes and the new house, the taxes are higher because you're in a new relationship. So I don't want to talk about being in an old relationship. I'm just saying the relationship now. Yes, if it's a sexual issue, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Okay, now what I'm gathering from sexually closed off, I don't know if that means she doesn't want to have sex or she's just inhibited.
Like, let's say, right, she's inhibited. Like you want to, swing from the chandelier, and she like, doesn't.
Yeah.
And you like, here, put your leg up here, turn your back and give me that arm and turn the light off and turn the light on. And she like, listen, just lay down and let's just, just doesn't have that extra something.
Okay, you know what it is? Let me explain this to y'all.
Uh-oh.
If a woman gets sexually closed off, again, we're going to have the same situation. Let's put our drawers on. Let's go and sit at this table. Let's figure out what's going on. Because to me, I'm a communicator. So I want to know, why are you feeling this way? Because see, what women do is y'all harbor shit, right? And y'all, by the time we get the information or we get the data that y'all trying to send us, it may be too late. So I try to stay ahead of it. So when a woman closes their self off to especially with me, because I be messing up. I really do sometimes. But I'm just saying, so I got to understand I want to understand why. You understand what I'm saying? So to me it's a problem. Did I come home late? Was my trip too long? Did the phone ring at the wrong time? You understand? So it's different. So yes, put the drawers on. We put your bra on. I don't want to see the sexual bra right now. Go get your granny panties and let's talk about this. And let's try to figure this out.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking if it becomes a problem and it wasn't before, then yes, conversation is necessary. But what if she's just that person? And she's not the freak that wants to do all of the freaky things that you was rocking with it.
What happened?
Now all of a sudden, I said, now if that was something that happened all of us, and the question doesn't give us a lot of details, so we just kind of assuming that it just happened, like all of a sudden.
Right. Everything was going fine.
Right. I'm saying, what if she was this person already and he was just rocking with it?
But see, here's the problem.
She's vanilla in the bedroom. She's not a freak of the week.
Right. See, here's the issue that I find that women do too. You young ladies as yourselves, because I've had in a couple situations, and I realize is that y'all try to get with men for certain reasons, and y'all will sacrifice your happiness to get that overall picture in one area. So to me, if a woman's not operating with me or connecting with me in the bedroom, then maybe the chemistry is not there, but you might like everything else. Big Rob funny. He got a little bit of change. He liked to travel. He likes to do other things. So maybe that chemistry is not really there, but you'll sacrifice what's going on in the bedroom a little bit, you know, give them a little something to make it happy, this, that, and other. But it still might not, we might not have that connection. And a lot of women will try to sacrifice that. That's why I say, again, put your granny panties on and let's go back in the living room and let's talk about it.
I don't have no granny panties, so we ain't put
right.
Doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
You put my robe on, but no, I don't know about
put
that.
My robe on, right? But I ain't gonna.
But I get it. I get
That's
it.
that dinner you go with two on a frame. Y'all got them big ass panties on because y'all know he is getting none.
I don't have to have on granny panties to say no.
Yeah, y'all wear them big drawers. They
What's
comfortable.
wrong with you?
They comfortable.
You wear them, right?
Would you know?
Because you wear them.
How would you know whether granny panties?
Because he got him a pair too.
I'm just trying to tell y'all a little something.
You got some tidy whities. I understand they more comfortable than boxers.
Shay, you've been taking shots. You've been taking shots.
I'm asking that question.
I'm just saying. I ain't saying
sometimes you want them snug to your body. You don't want them hanging.
About my drawers. It's all right, but go ahead, y'all.
So technically, how can he fix it? The only way to fix it is to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the only way to really, because you can't fix her. You have to fix
your clothes on.
We got that.
Okay.
We got that.
You have to have that conversation. Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is a great conversation and a great question that's going to segue us right on into our topic. There is hope for your stalled sex life.
That's the thing, is that oftentimes couples, after you've been together for a while, you can get to this point where that whole thing just kind of goes to the wayside. And sometimes it could be kids, it could be life events and things of that nature. And really the question is, when that happens, when you're not in a situation where you like, she's out, I'm out of here, because you're invested in this thing, what are some of the things that you can do that's going to bring that spark back? Communication, we heard, that's definitely one of them. That's how you kind of figure out where things might be going wrong. And then what are you doing to fix the situation?
Yeah, and why is it like that? Because there's a lot of factors that could be causing your sex life to be stalled, and everything is not about, oh, they're not into each other. It could be a lot of other issues going on too. So let's talk about those.
There are issues, right?
If you hear this in the bedroom.
Listen, because there are women and men, for one, need a little bit of mental stimulation.
Okay, but see, here it is. Here's the issue I have, right?
Okay, go ahead.
And the thing is, with women, right? I understand, because let's talk about health issues first. All right. Okay. Because that really happens. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might have left their Cialis back at home and they on the island. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or, a woman got, she's got things where she forgot to put the reefer pill up there. So, and I found out what certain woman has been telling me about, that weed pill that you put up there to keep it moist. These things happen. So, the issues I get. The problem I have is you could take the health issues and you could turn around and make it something else. And so it's like a lot of the times, now I'm talking from a male's perspective. Now,
as only you can do.
I'm not gonna go there with y'all today because y'all really trying to start. Y'all must be. Y'all was here before I got here. I know.
No, we had no conversation before you got here.
We're not gonna do that. But what I'm saying is that sometimes with the woman, it's like they go through things. And they might be having heat flashes, or y'all going through the change, and your period might be here today, might stay 12 days, might come back. I've been through all that. But my thing is, what's wrong with your lips? I'm just saying in general. That's just honestly, like, it's, come on, we're gonna have an adult conversation.
No, we are.
If you're not able to perform one way, then you perform.
I can answer that.
You perform another way.
Yes, you're asking the question. Let me answer.
Hold on, let me finish. Because I've been there when you first start dating and you can't really get it on, and you grind and you pumping, you might get a little lip action. You understand what I'm saying? And that'll suffice. Now you in this relationship, and you know you got things going on medically, and I understand you left your reefer pill home, and I understand that. But lip gloss, I mean, it's the same thing. It works. Am I correct?
When it absolutely works, right? But for women, most of sex is a mental thing.
Oh man.
The physical, you're asking a question, I'm going to answer from a woman's point of view.
Okay.
Is that sex is a mental thing before it's a physical thing.
Okay.
And so mentally, if you're not there, then everything about the act can feel
like I don't want to
nasty, just bad. And you don't want to be with someone who you love and who you enjoy having sex with, and then have to approach sex with them from a place of really not wanting to and feeling like, you know, you're allowing the situation to make you feel bad. It would not only affect that time, it's going to affect how you show up in the relationship. So I'm not one to agree with doing things in your relationship when you are not physically and mentally ready to do it. Like that whole I'm gonna just take one for the team thing is an issue, because I don't want to feel like that about my partner. Like, oh my God, here he comes, and now I got to deal with this thing, and I just can't wait till it's over, because I can't say no because he says you got a mouth.
And that's the part that I want to address. You got a mouth. That is the most selfish thing to say to a woman when she's going through a health issue and she can't perform sexually in the way that you might want her to, and the man's response is she got a mouth. What? Yes, I have a mouth.
Because there's several ways to have intimacy, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you get lip action if she's going through things. You gotta both have to be in a space where you're willing to accept those things going on at the time. But if I'm feeling medical,
a question. If somehow or another, we're not putting this on you, but say you had ED.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, for the record, that's just for the record. That's not
we got it. It's not you.
Know there, okay.
We know it's not you.
And her answer was, "Well, you got a mouth."
Oh yeah, but you ain't gotta have that answer anyway. You ain't, because that's never gonna be the issue.
If your dangling is not working, you just gonna be the head monster.
But I'm just saying, we're not gonna talk about our preferences. I'm just saying in general. But what I'm trying to get to understand is, and I understand why what you ladies is feeling, and Shay, you can put your lip back, you know, closer to your teeth. I get it, because I didn't say nothing offensive. What I meant to say that
no one's offended.
In the beginning of the relationship, a lot of the times women have these issues. You don't act like you ever been out on a date and you've been on your menstrual or something, whatever the case may be. Y'all been fooling around in the bed. Next thing you know, again, you kind of use your mouth. You know, you get a little lip action because you can't penetrate. But my thing is, overall, if it's like that in the beginning, why can't it be like that working on? Now,
that's her representative. She might not really like to do it.
That's where I was trying to get at. Shout out to you, Shay.
Yeah, she might really appreciate it. Likes to do it, but that's what you did to reel them in.
I appreciate you for that. That means that you lure the men in, and when you show them who you really are, this is what you do. Now, I get that. So now, with that being said, is that what you actually said was true, is that you do have to be in the headspace. And that's why, again, I always say, put your granny panties on and let's go talk about this.
We don't have to have a conversation with granny panties.
Okay, all right. Well, but you don't. When I say granny panties, I mean you don't have to be. You got to take all the stimulant, the sexual energy out the room, and then you have to have a conversation. Because
what I'm saying is, we don't have to have a conversation if I don't want to suck on your penis.
Yeah, we do need to have a conversation.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Only time we need to have a conversation.
On my penis before.
No, listen. The only time we need to have a conversation is if it completely stops.
But that's what we're talking about. Your sex life
temporarily. I thought that's we were talking about. If she's on her menstrual or whatever, then her mouth still works. That's what I thought we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
But, if there's a medical condition that prevents her from having sex, using her for JJ, then all she has is her mouth. Then yeah, I guess. But then again, like Shay was saying, the mental part of it all, I can't use my vagina, so I don't want to use my mouth.
All right,
because that means I'm going to be sexually aroused. So now I have to make sure that let me finish my point. So now I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to what he needs 100% because I can't give him, the other part. So I have to. But for a woman, when one thing doesn't work, the other thing kind of breaks down too.
Okay, so
I'm just saying.
Okay, but see, this is where we have issues. It's like
why our sex life is stalled.
It's like turkey and turkey bacon, right? I mean, bacon and turkey bacon. Sometimes bacon isn't available. Take bacon off the table. We're more than happy to take turkey bacon, but just let's understand and try to figure it out because my thing is just like men with ED. You understand what I'm saying? Hope to God I never get there. But I'm saying is that has to be the worst feeling because it's no alternative for that.
Well, let me tell you something. Now that you've mentioned ED, one of the problems I find with, and this is not because I got it all figured out, but men who suffer from ED oftentimes don't want to communicate with their women that is an issue and sit down and talk about it and work it through.
You know why?
Right?
I had to do it, Shay.
Listen, we know why because it's all mental.
No, it's not mental. You know why? Because
and it's an ego thing.
The first thing when the argument come up, you limp dick.
No, we're not talking about that.
No, we're not talking about that.
That's what I'm trying to.
No,
this is why This is why men don't. I'm trying to get you to understand. This is why men don't reckon. Yes, because that's what a woman does.
Let us finish her
point. I was right because that may be the case in some situations. But there are relationships where the woman he feels safe in the relationship to some degree and doesn't think that his woman is gonna bash him about it. And still, because of the embarrassment of it, right? The stigmatism to have to say, this is what I'm going through. Men will shy away from even having those kind of relationships or intimacy with their women. And the conversation doesn't get resolved enough for you to move past it to find ways to be intimate in other ways, because that's just one part. And what my opinion is that men seem to feel that that's the most important thing, that if that can't happen, they're failing in the sexual relationship, when in reality for women it's an all-encompassing thing. That's one part of it. There's touching, there's laughing, there's joking, there's phone calls in the middle of the day to have foreplay.
Right.
And when we talk about a sexual relationship being stalled, foreplay is a huge part of it.
Right.
Is that oftentimes men want to activate you from a cold place. They want you to go from 0 to 10 and there's no buildup of it. And that's a frustration for women that can sometimes have you not wanting to show up in the situation.
Yeah, and we're talking about those situations where there's a healthy dynamic. We're not talking about the unhealthy dynamics. Let's talk about the healthy relationships that the sex life has stalled for physical reasons that the person can't perform. So, and there is that level of vulnerability in the relationship that a man can express. There's still some embarrassment. And I know, because I have a friend, she's a friend of mine who was in that situation with her husband. And he became very mean and nasty and just
combative. So he wouldn't combative. Have to.
Right. And she was so willing to work with him and say, I understand what's going on. Let's try to figure some things out. And he didn't want to. And I understand that because his ego is completely bruised. Because we know that men are attached to their penis in a very egotistical way, as we all know.
Right. So I was talking to a young lady, as a friend of mine, and she was saying that she wasn't sexual with the mate for about a year or so. Right. And the thing is, I'm gonna address y'all later, but I'm talking about something real serious right now because I got something for y'all. I got something for y'all in a minute. Oh God, it's coming. But so I was talking to her and she was telling me, I haven't been sexual with my mate for a year because he keeps cheating and it was other issues in the relationship going on. And one thing I had explained to her is that you're dealing with a boy, not a man. because the reason why you're not sleeping with him is because of the fuck shit that he does. And he's not taking accountability for the situation of what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of him being mad with you, like you were saying about the male, he's frustrated. Maybe he's just an asshole and he doesn't want to take the accountability of what he has done, because we're all not perfect. Again, Shay,
well, okay, I get the cheating guy.
With me, baby. I'm sorry. Hands up.
Yeah, but you can't be out here cheating if it don't work.
Because you have to take accountability in everything that you do, especially as a man. A man needs to take accountability for his actions. A lot of the times we all do. These women, and that's why I tell you about the communication, is that we don't know. We're slow. We don't think as fast as you. We don't plan ahead the way y'all plan. So a lot of the times, stuff that y'all pick up on, we don't know. And you take it that we do. So sometimes we need to sit down and try to figure this out. Because
communication, we know.
Right. It's a reason. It's a reason why your woman really doesn't want to sleep to. But to all the men, you have to take accountability in your actions. Once you take accountability in your actions and know how to apologize and realize it and work on your issues, then guess what? It'll come flooding. Oh,
well, here's another way that your sexual relationship can be stalled and things that you can do. Sometimes those 3 positions that you've been doing for the last 2 years need to just be completely
switch it up,
revamped. Right? You get into ruts of, and men will oftentimes, once they have figured out how to get the button, right? They figure that out. They're gonna go to that go-to.
They stay there.
Single time. They're gonna be like, I know that if I lift a leg at a 45-degree angle on the edge of the bed, bam, I'm gonna hit the button. And every single time they will go to that. And after a while,
when you're with somebody for a long time, it's
come on, like, all right, I know what to do. We got 3 minutes
to get the spark back, there has to be an honest conversation.
Hold on, but let me ask.
Hold on. Let me just finish my point. To get the spark back, there has to be a conversation. Like, babe, this is boring. Like, can we just switch it up and figure another way out? Yeah.
Okay, here we
do that.
Let me ask y'all a question, though.
Yeah. We got a question in the chat too from Raleigh, but go ahead.
I wanted to end off with that one. I saw it. Here's what I like about what Shay said. You're absolutely right. When a man knows how to push a button. Now, I'll be honest with you. When the man knows how to push the button, he has a power, right? I call that the superpower. I call that, baby, it's time to go to bed. We could run around this house. We could do whatever we want. And you're right. But don't you think that wouldn't you be happy that a man even pays attention on what it takes to please you, what it takes to get you there? Like with me, for instance, I would turn around and do a lot of shit. I'm very spontaneous. But once I'm getting mines, or I'm ready to get mines, I'm going to push that button and let's go. Because
I don't dispute that.
You understand what I'm saying? So to me is that sometimes if a man pays attention to even know how to push that button, because some men, we miss it.
Right. We're not talking about, that's not what I was mentioning, though. What I'm talking about is all of those things. You're happy. He's got your button, you got his, and everything is great. But he's been getting that button in the same way for 20
years. No.
Y'all having sex every day, 3 times a week, and it's that same 1, 2, 3 to get you there. And at some point, right, like you said, being spontaneous, because after a while, it's like, come on, y'all in the same room. It's about the same time at night that y'all go to bed because you got your little routine going on, and it starts off the same way, and you're in the same way, Same person gets the washcloth. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I don't want to do this no more.
Now that could be a part of it, but that might work for some people. Like, okay, I know what I'm gonna get. That's good. Get it out the way, and
every day for 2 years. To me, it's like you might want to, if your sex life is stalled, you might want to re-examine that. You might want to say, let's get up out this bedroom and let's go get a hotel room. and let's go do it this way. You know, let's go do. I'm getting ready to go put on my Superman cape, baby, and I need you to wear this outfit.
You do.
You know,
I've heard men and women say things like they only do certain things on vacation.
Right, but see, I was about to.
I'm not doing that on a regular day thing.
I was about to go there too. Is sometimes look at where we at in our lives. We've done a lot of things. We've seen a lot of things, and a lot of times, it's other things besides sex that attracts me to a woman. It's other things that I would like to do. So sometimes it's really not about just really getting it in, but let's go for a walk. You understand what I'm saying? Let's figure out, let's go to the beach. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I told people, so where I live, right? Because I ain't gonna tell y'all where I live, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I live where Frontier Airlines. I live where Frontier Airlines fly into, right? So I could get me a flight from here to Orlando for $100 round trip. I might call a young lady and say, "Hey, boo, you know what? Meet me at the crib. Bring a bathing suit, clean drawers, and a couple pair of shorts. We're gonna go. We're gonna jump on this plane for $120, and we're gonna spend a day or two in Orlando and come right back." And that's not even a sexual thing. That's the thing of where I'm at another level in my life right now where that I want to enjoy you. I want to understand you. And I want you to understand me. So sometimes it's really not. I don't think that the relationship is stalled. Sometimes your mate might not be where you're at that time. You understand what I'm saying? And people aren't creative. I met so many people. I got a friend where she just got back from. She went to Dubai and she went to Thailand, and her man don't travel like that. So you know what she did? She went on Instagram and found a women's travel group. And so like, I see you when you get back. I'll be going for that too. You understand?
Sure.
That's because, but to me, why wouldn't you want to enjoy your woman for 10 days in Thailand? That's what I don't
Because understand. It's not everybody's thing. I know a couple now that he doesn't travel, but she does. But that's the dynamics of their relationship, though.
But you know what that is? That could dry the cootie cat out that fast.
Maybe not. Especially if you're of
age. It depends on their right.
And it depends on the dynamics and how they are.
But you're right. It might. It might
because I'm like that. I just don't want to sit around the house and screw. I want to do other things. You understand?
They do other things too. He just don't get on the plane because of his fear. So
okay,
might
get on the
drive somewhere.
Evidently, this must have been a problem, is what I'm saying. So a lot of the times, a lot of people is you're at different places at different times in your life.
And what you choose to accept is what that is whatever it is.
Let me ask a question. So if the sex life is stalled, how do each of you feel about bringing toys and accessories into the bedroom?
100%.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's spice it up, baby.
So if you bring, let's say, here's a question for Ra. Are extra like dildos accessible? Are you okay with like cock rings? Like, what's a good thing?
I got them all. Whatever you like. Double penetration. Yeah, I got them all. I got them all. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But you have to be open. You have to be open.
We're talking about the sex life being stalled. So now the sex life is stalled. Let's introduce this.
Bust out the suitcase.
Yeah.
I think the suitcase will already be there before it gets stalled. You don't want to wait till it's stalled to bring out the suitcase. Now it's the issue of you ain't been doing that.
No,
you understand what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's coming to that. I mean, if we're at a place in our relationship where we are not having sex and our sex life is like nothing, then hey, baby, let's have a conversation. It's a conversation. Why is our sex life stalled? What do we need to do to get the spark back, babe? I got this suitcase. Let me get this. Let's get it popping.
But it took you long to get the suitcase out.
Well, maybe you don't have one. You have one.
Right. You have one.
You have one. Let's say you don't.
You don't
have
this
one. Is a thing. Like you walking and going to like the sex shop and kind of looking at some things.
All the time, the romantic
really talking
people.
about what
might be of interest what works to you. For you. Well, we're talking about the people who don't have it and they want to introduce it into their relationship because their sex life is stalled. That could be another factor. That could spice things up. And also, let's talk about where there's a lack of respect in the relationship. Somewhere she might not respect him, he might not respect her. That's going to affect their sex life too. So you got to get that situated.
See, a lot of things that that you're bringing up, lack of respect in a relationship, it's over. The first thing in relationships is respect.
Mm-hmm. It ain't always, but it's not always over.
Hold on. If a woman can disrespect me in the middle of the street, antagonize my name, and do certain things like that, you will not have a problem with sleeping with another man.
Yeah, but lack of respect doesn't always have to be verbal. Like I don't have to be. She could just be having no respect.
Respect. Once the respect is gone, the relationship is gone.
Okay, but that's not every situation, is what I'm saying. That's not every case. It should be.
And if you settle for it goes into mental health.
Not always over because things can change in a relationship because you don't know why that person lost respect for the other person.
But it shouldn't matter.
If that thing changes?
I believe
and that person works hard to gain their respect because they see that that's an issue, and that situation can change. You can't just say that it's over because the situations can change.
When you start with the respect issue, the disrespect is going to keep coming. That's just like the same thing with the hitting on a woman. He don't never stop. He or she never stops.
Well, that's different. That's very different.
But it starts with disrespect.
I don't respect you because of what XYZ. It could be a specific thing that's happening that the respect is lost. Now, what if he goes and changes or she goes and changes that situation? Maybe it hasn't happened for you, and that's fine.
No, it does.
It does happen.
No, it does happen. But first hint of disrespect to me is I'm done. You got that one time.
No, I'm not saying
okay. Well, let's move on. Right, exactly.
We're not going to stay on that.
I ain't feeling that.
What about confessing sexual fantasies?
Yes, damn it. Yes.
Because that's unstalled the the sex life. It depends. It depends on what he's confessing.
But see,
because if old boy is on some other hey, I need a golden shower. That'll get me
apparently
these days. All these things should come up before it is stalled.
Horror.
I believe that again. I think all these things should come up before they're stalled.
Well, they should, but maybe what if there's an embarrassment? I don't want to tell her this.
Shyness, right?
Right.
Because
sometimes no.
The representative.
Men do it too.
No, men do it too. Men sometimes, I don't want to even speak from a man's point of view because I'm not a man. I'm from a woman's point of view. Sometimes what happens is, absolutely. Sometimes what happens is women don't want to share that part of them because they don't feel safe in the relationship sharing it because they're going to be viewed a certain way, right? You tell a man, God forbid you're really good at giving head. Men want to know how many times have you done that before, and maybe you're possibly, been in the street.
The insecure man, though.
So right, sometimes you with men and they judge you based on
that's true.
What you bring to the table sexually when you're open about it. And so you don't feel safe sharing that, hey, maybe I, have had this fantasy to do X, Y, and Z. And then they go, I don't want to marry a woman who thinks like that.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with someone who's that kind. I don't want a wife that would possibly want to do something like that. You want to be in a menage a trois with another man. What the hell? She's not for me.
Wow. Okay. I get that too, but I think that's an insecure man.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is too.
because I think that I'll be with somebody that's been around the block because I don't want to teach them anyway. But we've all been through some things. We've all said some, we've all been through things. Experience is great. You understand what I'm saying? And when you open up Pandora's box, you never know what you're gonna find. So I don't think it should be any judgment in the bedroom. It's just that if it's not for you, it's not for you. Like I said, like my thing is the thing that my pet peeve with a woman, and I will leave her alone. Like I went out on a date with a woman. The first thing she said is that she was in love with her man, but she likes to have threesomes. I'm not going to bring another man in the bedroom with me. I'm not going to bring another woman in the bedroom with me because that's a distraction. That's just my thing. So to me, that was the last date we had. Because she might ask me to bring another woman into the bedroom. If I got to bring another woman, my thing is if I got to bring another woman in the bedroom, then that means that I'm not into you. Me personally.
Okay.
I stopped dating a dude when he told me on our first date that he thought that oral sex was blasphemous. And I was like, well,
right. That's
we're not going to get along.
We're not going on.
Yeah, right. You might as well just go ahead and put that in the bag.
And that's good to know in the beginning. Yes,
right away. Tell me that right away.
So sometimes with me is that you got to know your cutoff with communication. I'm not into threesomes. Have I?
Yeah, that's an assessment from day one. Now, what if she didn't say that in the beginning? Here she come, y'all in the relationship, and it's 10 years down the line, and here she go. Hey, I always wanted to have and I always wanted to have a threesome.
See that it will be rough for me because at where I'm at in life now, I know how to disconnect quick.
Okay, so that's a deal breaker, and if she
that's probably a deal breaker for me. Yeah,
if she speaks on it. You breaking up?
No, because if that's something that you want to do, I don't want to take something from you because people are into that. That's just not, it's just, I stand firm on certain things. I don't want to stop you from your dreams. I don't want to stop you from what you want to do. But one thing, I can't make myself unhappy to make you happy.
This is why women don't share fantasies with them.
Exactly.
Because that judgment.
It's not a judgment. It's not.
Well, it is. It is basically, God forbid that I share with you that these are things that I have fantasized about. Fantasies don't necessarily mean
if it's a fantasy
to come to fruition. Okay, but it can be a fantasy, right?
But if somebody, you're right. But if
somebody, I didn't say she asked you to do it. She just was sharing.
She's just saying to you, I've always had this fantasy of wanting to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all could reenact it in some sort of way.
Oh yeah,
not with another party, but it's what you just said that stops women from actually being open about things like that for fear that they're going to have repercussions.
That he's going to leave, right?
No, but it's
some type of way.
But I don't think that if it's a fantasy, then it's a fantasy. But if it's a fantasy that you want to come true, it's something that I'm just really not into.
That's fine, but a fantasy is something
right. But that's just like women like to stick things in men's, rectum sometimes. That's not my thing. So if you try it, you might have a problem. So so at some time but some men like to.
Yeah, so they do.
The thing is, no, you know what? I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all sometimes. But what I'm saying is that you're right. If it's a fantasy and we could do something, whatever the case may be, it's fine. But if that's something that because people are into that, it's a whole society.
They are. They really are.
I think that you would know that at the gate, though, right? So you'd be able to make that decision. We're talking about it's somewhere down the line after you kind of been with the person and you kind of get into a place where things are being lulled and you're saying, what do we need to do to get this thing back on track?
Yes.
And she's like, well, hey, let's, explore things that we've never explored before. And these are the things that I find exciting. And these are the things that you find exciting. And you kind of, talk about it, find ways to maybe do a little bit, not too much. Like wherever you're both comfortable. Right. Wherever you're comfortable. Like you could tell me that. And there are very few men I've dated who haven't at some point either told me that they've been in that type of situation or that they want to. That doesn't mean we're going to. That's fine if that's something that you say that is something that you desire, but I agree with you. That would not be my thing. So what are you going to do? Or how are we going to find a way to satisfy that thing, right? Maybe you go to a swingers club and you don't participate, but you go and you and your mate are there and people see and you get a little bit of it, and that could be a happy medium.
Okay.
For you. Yeah, but you have to know that that's something that's on the table to even be able to make that kind of a decision. Right.
But let me ask you a question. Have you ever met swingers? Have you ever ran into?
Yeah,
I've been approached.
Sure.
I've been some places and I'm like, oh, this freaking nah. These people are swingers. But like I said, I mean, if it's like I said, relationship wise, I'm not really into sharing my mate with man nor woman. That's just me personally. But you know what I wanted to hit up because I know we don't have that much time. Raleigh says, do you all think? No, there it is. You got it. That's the one I like.
You all think that we put too much emphasis on sex, meaning men?
Yes. No, not meaning men. Do we all think? Period.
I'm assuming he's referring to men because he's
no.
He says, do you all think that we put too much emphasis on sex? Does that mean everybody?
Yeah, both men and women. I'm gonna say no.
No,
I don't think we put too much emphasis on it because when you're in a relationship, that part of your relationship, that level of intimacy has a lot to do with how you relate to one another. And sex is not always penetration. That's a part of sex, but it's so much more to it. There's the lead up to sex. There's the touching and the feeling. It's the conversation. Sometimes laying in bed and talking about fantasies and never really even penetrating. Tantra sex.
Exactly.
Like it's so many ways to be intimate without the actual penetration part of it.
You know what I love? I love the chase.
Right. Like all day long.
Yeah. Have I encountered men that put a whole emphasis on sex? Absolutely. Because they don't have a whole lot else to offer.
And they don't know, right. And they don't really have any real level of knowledge about what it takes to really be in a healthy place where you're pleasing each other beyond that actual act.
Because some people think that sex is the thing to keep a person there.
Right.
So they put that emphasis on sex because now if I put it down, and women, if I put it down, he's not going anywhere.
You know what?
I'm gonna be better than the next chick.
Right.
I know we're running late, but let me ask y'all a question though. And this is something I really, really wanted to ask y'all. Being that we're talking about stalled in the bedroom, I want to ask y'all, why do women feel like sometimes having sex with their mate is a chore? Like, let me tell y'all what I mean by that. You did this, so I ain't gonna give you none. You didn't do that, or I ain't gonna give you none. Why do y'all hold that over men?
Well, that's a little immature for one. I will say that
a lot of married women do that.
Women do it.
I don't do that.
Yeah, this shit's like we're gonna have sex whether I'm mad at you or not.
I am.
I'm not gonna say it's. I'm not, if I'm upset with you and we haven't resolved it, then I don't want to have sex. And that's not necessarily because it's you, but I'm upset. So for me, if I'm upset and that issue is not resolved, then I am not going to be mentally ready to have sex with you because we need to figure out what's going on.
We got to resolve
the situation. You know, because sometimes men will think that sex is the resolution.
Right.
And
they think they're going to fix you. Like, oh, man, she mad at me. Let me go put that thing down.
Yeah, so let me just give us
I'm going to push that button and everything going to be all right tomorrow. We're not going to talk about it.
Because I had a situation with a friend is that he was sexually with a woman and with his wife. And for 5 years, she always beefed about giving him some head or If he gave it to her, it was just straight missionary. It was just trash. So he don't went around and cheated, made mistakes, this, that, and the other. Then when the mistake go down, all of a sudden she wants to jump right back on him and really, really try to rock his world. And my thing is like, okay, but you wasn't like this before. So it's like, and these are, to me, sometimes these are the games that men have to look out for women, where they want to turn around and they want to give you half. I call it half a fuck, because is she really into him? Like, is what I'm really trying to figure out. Like, is that really his soulmate? Like, because to me, you're playing games. You're playing on my emotions. You're playing on my feelings, and you're playing on my sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I wonder, a lot of women do that, and I just think sometimes to me, that signs that she's capable of going and sleeping with somebody else, and something else.
I think that it's a control issue. I think it's a control issue when you are with a man who believes that there's power in that, right? And if she's able to hold that away, then in some way she's going to be able to bend whatever the situation is to her will, because he's going to give in so he can get the thing. Right? You hold the carrot out long enough, they're going to come chase it. But if you lay it down, then whatever it is that you're asking for is just not going to happen. So I think it's a control issue more so than it is about whether or not she's going to go out and, be with somebody else. She's trying to control him. And control him, control the situation, which is, it's just immature. It's definitely not a way to communicate with your mate to build a healthy relationship.
So would you take that? So the question is, would you take that as a genuine? Because I'm all into energy and feeling genuine and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it's not genuine. If right, that's my thing, is that I just don't feel like that
it's being used as a tool. Right. Yes, it's being used as a tool.
Right.
To get what you want. The same way you withhold it, and then when you don't get the results you want, you say, well, I'm going to go all the way to the other side of the pendulum, and I'm going to wild out and give him everything he needs, because now I got to pull him back because I went too far. You're using it as a tool to manipulate the situation, and there's nothing healthy about that.
That's the word you use, is manipulation. And
that's what it is.
To all men, I think that we need to really, really pay attention to that word, because it happens. It happens a lot. And sometimes we don't see it coming. And when you see situations like that, I feel for a lot of men, because first sign of manipulation, I don't care what it is. Even dating, I'm just done. When nothing else worse in the world than a manipulative woman.
Yeah, the minute a woman is trying to use sex as a controlling factor, then that's definitely a cause to pause.
Yeah,
and figure out.
Oh, y'all ladies finally agree with me. Hold on.
Yeah, I definitely think, for sure, because she's, her intentions are not pure.
Right. Yeah. It's not about sex. It's not about having a healthy sexual experience with your mate. It's about trying to figure out how you're going to use that to get over or get under, or whatever the case might be. So
definitely.
But we're out of time. So let's wrap this up. I think it was an excellent conversation.
Absolutely.
I hope we touched on some things that gave somebody some power to be able to fix a situation if you're in it. And catch us on Twitch.
And if you have some questions, I'm sorry, Shay. And if you have questions, send them to conversationswithmycuz@gmail.com. Go ahead, Shay.
Check us out on Twitch, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and iHeartRadio.
Yes. And as you guys know, we always end every show with a quote. And that quote is, each of us has a spark of life inside us, and our highest endeavor ought to be to set off that spark in one another. We will see you guys next week.
See you next Sunday.